Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, this video is about Azimio canceling the protest they were planning this past Wednesday. Reasons why. I think I've mentioned this. And I've said this, some people agree, some people do not agree. But let's face the truth. No one cares about Raila Odinga and his Azimio brigade. When I say no one cares, I mean no one is really taking them serious anymore. Okay? Now, I read somewhere, I think it was Nation or somewhere, Standard, one of the Kenyan newspapers, Raila saying that the evidence of rigging was so overwhelming, even the judges were surprised, but they were threatened. That's why they did not. You know, sometimes you have to laugh. I don't know if Raila understands this, or you as the faithful understands this. Whether this election was rigged or not, this is the fact. Raila is seen as someone who betrayed the people, the goodwill of the Kenyan people. He had the goodwill 5 years ago. I can't stress this enough. When Uhuru tried to rig the elections, okay, and Raila, supported by Miguna and the Kenyan people, was sworn in as the people's president, the action that he took afterwards, when he went and shook hands with Uhuru Kenyatta, sealed his political fate. Let's get that straight. There is no coming back from that, Mr. Raila Odinga. You revealed your hand. People, Kenyans, realize that you're not standing on principle. You're just another opportunist. Like any other Kenyan politician. There's nothing revolutionary about you. Okay? Most of us did not know this. We were just as shocked and disappointed when we saw you shake hands with Uhuru Kenyatta, the very guy who was oppressing Kenyans, killing, maiming, and jailing a lot of people who are looking for justice, protesting against his obvious rigging. You did not consult anyone. You took it upon yourself to go shake hands with him and form government. So 5 years later, you come in and you tell us that Ruto has rigged the elections and that he was unfairly sworn in, trying to convince us to go to the streets and protest his victory. And this is what the Kenyan people are telling you. And I'll say it exactly what they're thinking. Raila, we supported you and you betrayed us. So don't come here telling us that you want us to join you to protest against Ruto's victory. No, we shall not do that. I don't care if Ruto actually rigged the elections. Raila, you were supported. We supported you. You had our goodwill. Most of Kenyans were willing to die, be jailed, and maimed, tortured. And some of them forcefully exiled, like Miguna, just for you to be declared the rightful president of the Republic of Kenya. But you refused. You turned around, did not consult with anyone, and shook hands with the very person who was committing these atrocities against the people, your supporters. You never mentioned anything about Baby Pendo, Baby Mora, Msando, electoral justice, once you shook hands with Kenyatta. You never mentioned anything about that. Until 5 years later when Uhuru Kenyatta is no longer the president and you're trying to run for president again, and now you want to speak about electoral justice. You have no shame, Mr. Raila Odinga. You are a disgrace at this point. If I was your advisor, I'll do this. Keep quiet. Go back to Bondo or wherever you came from and re-strategize. Be the power behind whoever you want to push forward for Kenyans to vote for. But as far as you're concerned, you are done as a Kenyan leader. You're done. You have no say. Your credentials are not valid anymore. When you had power, you forgot about the people who got killed, jailed, maimed, and exiled for fighting for you. They were actually fighting for justice, not for you, the person, but it was the principle of fairness and justice, free, fair elections. Okay? The people swore you in, not because they liked you, but because we knew Uhuru rigged the elections. And we were going to put you as the president of Kenya. But you turned against us and went and shook hands with the very person who was brutalizing Kenyans. So don't come 5 years later talking to us about electoral justice. We can care less if Ruto rigged elections. Because now it's clear as day that all you care about is power. The bums that are talking about creating a powerful office for Raila, forget that power is something that's given by the people. It comes from the people. You can't create an office and call yourself whatever. Yes, you do have the right to do that. But real power, it comes from the people. You just don't declare yourself powerful. Now, why didn't you have that peaceful protest that you're planning? You finally realize that no one is backing you. Miguna is gone. The NRM is gone. They're not looking at you. No one takes you serious. You look like a clown. We are not buying into your bullcrap anymore. No one is going to take their daughters and sons, children, to protest against a conman. Someone who only cares about getting money and power, cheap power. What did Uhuru give you when you signed that pact with him, when you shook that hands? What? Bodyguards? Money? Where's that money? Use that money to get yourself the presidency now. Do it. Let's see how it works out. Look at your supporters. I just saw Francis Atwoli yesterday shake hands with President William Ruto. Remember Francis Atwoli? The old senile guy who swore that Ruto will not even be in the ballot. Now he's shaking hands with the very guy that you are competing against. You saw Simba Arati, the governor, shake hands with Ruto before that. The Jubilee Brigade, they're leaving you. They're parting ways with ODM. I mean, a few weeks ago, Babu Owino almost left ODM. You had to have crisis talks with him. That's how embarrassing it's getting. But you need to understand, do not take Kenyans for granted. These are thinking, living human beings with brains of their own. They can smell the bullcrap from you. Your time as a prominent politician in Kenya is over. will respect you as somebody who used to be somebody who participated in the second liberation for multi-party democracy. But other than that, join Uhuru Kenyatta in his retirement home. Okay? You have nothing to offer. And I'm glad that you guys realize that no one will offer their children or their lives anymore to join you idiots in protesting against the so-called electoral justice. We did that already. And what did that get us? Death, jail, and torture. No one wants to hear you. So please stop. Actually, you know what? Don't stop. Do what you feel is right. Let those advisors of yours, I don't know who advises you, but they must be drunk. Alai and all those clowns. Let them advise you. Keep on keeping on. You're going nowhere. Hakuna nusu mkate this time. Hatukupati mkate. The only time you got the mkate is because you had a legit reason. And when the people decided to put their lives on the line to give you the full mkate, what did you do? You turned against the very people. And they lost their lives. So don't come tell us about your grievances. We don't want to hear it. Retire. Your kids already running around Iala doing nothing just because of their last names. We are sick of you opportunistic politicians who offers nothing to the people of Kenya, who have offered more than their lives for you to sit in that seat, to drive that car you're driving, to live in that house you're living in. As a matter of fact, Ruto, if you're watching this video, prosecute these corrupt people. Uhuru Kenyatta should not be walking free. But that's a video for another day. I'll keep this video short. It's already 12 minutes. But if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And share this video. Let Raila Odinga and his comrades understand that Kenyans are not for sale. We are not going to be taken advantage of. And you're not going to take us for granted. We stand on principle. You cannot fool us. We don't forget what you did to us when we stood up and swore you in and you decided to join hands with the freaking dictator, Uhuru Kenyatta. So go to hell along with Uhuru Kenyatta. Peace.